Hi everyone, welcome back to my garden. Today I'm going to talk to you about the compost, but before I go back to my household compost, I wanted to give you an update about my Acid Ola tree. So here it is, and the last time I talked to you about 4 weeks ago, I gave it some fertilizer, and now it has all this nice new green growth with it, and it's blooming. But with new growth that's young and tender comes the aphids. So on all of my new shoots, you can see in here, all those little black things, those are those aphids again. But I mentioned last time that I had ladybugs come and help me clean it up as a natural pesticide. So I was looking around, and there's one ladybug there. There's an adult ladybug having a little snack. And I also have Ladybug Nymphs. So I had found one to show you. Here it is. Right here on this leaf. They look completely different than the adult ladybug. It's right here. They look completely different than the adult ladybug, but that's their nymph part of their life cycle. But they'll also snack on the the aphids as well. So hopefully the population of ladybugs grow and they take care of my aphid problem. And then I'll bring you back out to my compost and talk about that. Hi everyone, so today I'm going to talk to you about my compost that I have in my backyard. It's kind of hidden in a back area because it's not the prettiest thing to look at, but it works well. I use a open air compost just because that's what I grew up with. We've always had a compost at our house. I have tried the tumbler composts where it's a barrel and you turn it every so often. I just found that A, it got really heavy, and 2, it got really wet because of all of the heat and the humidity that the food gives off as it decomposes. So about 2 or 3 years ago, I switched back to an open air one that my dad helped me build. It's mimicked right after the one that we have at school, just a little bit smaller. I have a 2-bin compost. So what that means is one area over here is the active area where I come out and I dump my scraps on. And then when either this gets full or I sift it out, then I dump it over to this one so that A, it causes movement, and 2, I can have one side decomposing as I'm filling up the other side, because if you keep adding stuff to it, trying to get the dirt out becomes a little bit more difficult because it never really decomposes because you keep adding stuff to it. So one of the questions that came in was, what are the things that you can add to it? So I don't add any meat or bones or anything like that, or grains, to my compost, because then it starts to smell and then it invites rats that I don't want in my backyard. But if you keep it with just fruits and vegetables and a few other things, then that's not a problem at all. The most I have is some lizards. So you can see here that I have papaya already decomposing. Eggshells are wonderful because they add calcium, which plants actually do need. So it breaks down and adds a little bit of calcium to the dirt. Lemons, I have my coffee in the morning. The grounds from the coffee comes in every day. Tea bags also come in. So any kind of fruit or vegetable scraps work well. Eggshells, tea bags, coffee, those are all kind of things that I add to it. The coffee is a really good one to add for nitrogen, and nitrogen promotes leaf growth. So coffee is really good for that. So what I do is I have this container that sits on my kitchen counter. And as I use stuff, I just throw the scraps in there. So I have some onions, some limes, some old apples, my coffee from the last 2 days. And then I just come and I dump it on the compost. Like that. And then I kind of let it sit, and every once in a while I come out with my shovel, which I don't seem to have out, and I kind of turn it. So the bottom, I'm just going to use my hand here, the bottom comes up, and I just kind of move it around a little bit. As you can see, I'm not squeamish about it at all. That just adds aeration to it, because as it decomposes, it's going to sink down, squeezing out all the oxygen, and then the good bacteria doesn't grow. So the other thing that I was going to tell you is every time I come out here, it's a whole ecosystem, and I have all sorts of things growing in here. I'll find, I mentioned the lizards will come and eat the bugs, but I'll have earthworms that come in, roly-polies that are here, beetles of all sorts. Yeah, I do have cockroaches, but you know, it's all decomposing for me, so I don't mind it. Ants too, but those are all decomposers, and that all helps along with the bacteria and the fungus to break it down into the dark dirt that you see here. See, that's not quite all decomposed because it has some leaves in it, but you want that color. Okay, that, oh, millipedes. Yeah, I get lots of millipedes. Not centipedes, millipedes. They're the good ones. They eat the decomposing leaves. There he goes. He's going to open for us. But you want the dark soil. That's nutrient-rich, organic matter. The other thing that you can see that I put in here, you do have to have a combination of wet ingredients. So that comes from my kitchen, with dry ingredients just to get the ratio right. So I put the leaves from my garden in here, the leaves from my banana plants. The trick with the banana plants is you want to chop them up, because otherwise they take forever to decompose. I think that's it. If you have any questions that I can answer, please feel free to shoot it down in the comments of the video, and I will get to them and help you and try and answer them for you.